after releasing a video intended to offer New Year's resolutions for, quote, white guys. Here's just some of the suggestions.
First off, try to recognize that America was never great for anyone who wasn't a white guy.
Can we all just agree that Black Lives Matter isn't the opposite of All Lives Matter? Black lives just matter.
Also, Blue Lives Matter isn't a thing.
Learn what mansplaining is, and then stop doing it.
Nobody who has black friends says that they have black friends.
And just because you have black friends doesn't mean you're not racist. You can be racist with black friends.
Well, thousands of outraged viewers fought back on social media, many calling the video itself racist. Joining me now to discuss, Ryan Girdusky and Hadley Heath Manning. Hadley, let me start with you. Wow, it was just in-your-face stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just silly. I don't know anyone who's going to watch this video and come away and say, you know, because of that video, I'm really going to change my whole worldview. I think it's self-reinforcing. I think a lot of people will enjoy it. They'll think it's funny. But those are the people who already agree with the makers of the video. We've got a surplus of materials like that where we pat ourselves on the back for believing what we believe, but we don't have a lot of conversations where we really want to dialogue with the other side.
Well, also, though, you know, Ryan, in the aftermath of the election where the left shouted down the flyover nation and they were pushed back. We saw pushback with the elevation of Donald Trump to the White House. It would seem that that was their comeuppance, or at least should have been a wake-up call. But they had been doubling, triple, quadrupling down on this same theme.
Yeah, no, this is what Daily Caller's writer Scott Greer puts it perfectly. This is the extreme identity politics that has taken over college campuses. It's the extreme identity politics that was seen in the Bernie Sanders campaign when he said all lives matter and had to completely redact that statement. And this is the identity politics that values people and says to be in polite society means you have to believe in these things. And while only a minority of people who watch us actually agree with it, because most of the response was horrific. This is what's going on in college campuses. This is being pushed. This is the agenda being pushed by young people. And if this continues, this is what is going to grow in our society as a message that young people carry.
So Ryan, do you think, do you believe that when it comes to Hollywood and you know, in these kind of power brokers, if you will, the only group that's open season that there's still open season on is the white male?
White men, smokers, and it used to be heavyset people, but that's not longer. But smokers and white men, that's the two. That
so if you're a heavyset white smoker, you're in big trouble.
You're absolutely in big trouble. And this is the character of the left. And if this is what their plan is to double down on as progressives, to sit there and say, well, our problem was we didn't go further enough left, then they're going to lose several more elections. And this is the problem with progressives today and the Democratic parties, that they embrace this.
Is that similar to the way you see it, Hadley?
Well, you know, I don't think the people who made this video are bad people. I think they probably have good intentions, but they miss the irony that they probably don't like the stereotyping and overgeneralizing of certain groups of people, and yet they seem to be doing exactly that, talking to white guys in this way. So let's all resolve to do less broad strokes and treat people more like individuals.
Isn't there air superiority, though, from this sort of thing? I mean, from the MTVs of the world and the people that live in New York City and San Francisco and Los Angeles. Hasn't there always been an air superiority between them and the rest of the folks in the middle of America reflected in that video as well?
Oh, sure. They're doing exactly that. They're mocking people. They're looking down on people who disagree with them. I think that goes both ways. Both parties tend to have, you know, a tendency to pat ourselves on the back and do virtue signaling and say, we've got it all right. The people on the other side, here's all the things they're doing wrong. But this video, again, it's just not productive. It's silly, and it's not going to move the conversation forward.
Might have moved it backwards.
Yeah, no, the message is that the progressive left people should realize about the progressive left. You will never be woke enough. They are like the French Revolution. They will always eat their own. Lena Dunham was the face of it 10 years ago. Now she's the enemy of it. You will always be falling behind times, and you will always be eventually their next target.
By the way, I like Reason. They had a headline that said that the commercial might have just earned Trump a second term. By the way, if this one got you upset, check out the GE commercials with Owen. That's all I'm going to tell you. All right, guys, thank you both very much. At least one high-profile